You're listening to the Money Mike Syndicated Radio podcast and my, the Chicago Sky. Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky and Chennedy Carter, they put on a treat last night, took down the Las Vegas Aces. Aces were riding high, playing great basketball, but they ran into a blizzard last night in the desert heat of Las Vegas. And folks, it wasn't even close. I mean, I had never seen anything like it. I saw the Chicago Sky go up by 20 plus points. I saw them lose the lead right before the halftime. I saw them go up by 11 again, and I saw them bring it back in. And I'm sitting here going, my, what is going on? Man, oh man, was that a ball game last night? And folks, if you want to know, I mean, let me just break it down what happened. Okay, you got Chennedy Carter hit the floor, 93-85. They took him down. It was just great basketball. And when you talk about great basketball and what a player's doing, you got to look here. You got Angel Reese went 35 minutes last night. 4 of 10, 5 of 6. Offensive, defensive rebounds, 2, total of 10, 3 assists, and just a plus 26. That is off the chart. Now, let me tell you why that's off the chart is because you had Chennedy Carter go out there and ball out, took on the three-headed monster, okay, of the Las Vegas Aces. And, of course, you're talking about Chelsea Gray. You got Plum. You got Jackie Young. And you got Martin that got hurt last night. Just a sorry event. But look at what Carter did. 14 of 24. 0 for 2 from the 3. 6 of 7 from the 3. Battled out there. Got 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 3 turnovers. Came out a +1. Okay, because she went back and forth, was a two-way player. 34 points. 34 points. Now, we understand there's A'ja Wilson on the other side, and there's no doubt about it. And man, oh man, when you talk about A'ja Wilson, I mean, you're talking about a great player. There's no doubt about it. 37 minutes, 9 of 21, 9 of 10, 3 rebounds, coming in there, total of 14 on the defensive end. And so you got a total of 14. You didn't get any assists. That's a little shocking. That number scared me. That number could change. 3 steals, 5 blocks, and 2 turnovers. 28 points, dropped it on the night. Jackie Young finished with 17. Kelsey Plum had one of the worst shooting nights that I've seen her have, and shooters do have off nights. There's no doubt about it. But man, oh man, oh man, if you talk about it and you look at it, what they did and how they did it, folks, I'm going to call Angel Reese, and I've already said it once. I mean, Angel Reese is like Spider-Woman. Okay, when I say like Spider-Woman, I've never seen a women's basketball player that can react and has quick reflexes like Angel Reese. I mean, it's tough to guard, and on top of it, if you don't know about the left-handers, I'm going to bring it to your attention as well in the WNBA because the WNBA is fantastic. They're dominating the league. But Angel Reese, too quick, too fast, couldn't handle it, couldn't stop it, just turned on the energy, turned up the fire. Now, Chennedy Carter, man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. I'm trying to understand who is Chennedy Carter. Because Chennedy Carter, I'm going to tell you guys something right now. This is a ferocious competitor that's willing to compete at any level of this game that you can bring to her. She is not afraid. She is walking high, and as long as she's got Coach Witherspoon. And I'm telling you now, you want to talk about Coach Witherspoon, you want to talk about a coach. Folks, let me tell you what's going on in Chicago. You got Coach Witherspoon sitting there coaching them up, having a lot of patience. Okay, a lot of patience. Let me tell you why you're having a lot of patience. Because you got the fever. You got Cordosa sitting there, hasn't even got going. Okay, and she's just trying to have the patience. She's trying to tell everybody these young ladies are nothing but babies. She's trying to let you know we're here. She's trying to say we're building something. And let me tell you, went to the post-game presser. And I had a chance to listen to her. And, folks, if you listen to her in the peak post-game presser, you got to understand something that she's just speaking her mind. And she's telling everybody the truth that everything's not what you want it to be.
It's always good to get a win under your belt and just try to build off that momentum. Now you got a chance to take that when you come back and build off of. And grow from and have practice time to kind of build from it as well. It's a great win for us, a great confidence booster for us. So we just want to kind of build off of that and go into the second half of our season.
Chennedy obviously finished with 34, one shy of her career high. I'm curious if that last timeout was an attempt to drop a play for her, coming out of that last timeout with like what, I think 2 minutes left, a minute left. Was that what that was, or?
It was an attempt to just score, just to keep our momentum going. We like to do team things. We try to keep it, within our what we do as a team. But when the ball hits Kennedy's hands, we know exactly what to do. Is kind of give her a little open space to go to work, whether that's to go and score it or find someone. She has that mentality. Chennedy Carter has the ability to score the ball, and she also has the ability to make everyone else around her better.
And that's what it's about right there, folks. I'm going to tell you what, Coach, you're talking about Coach Witherspoon. Let me tell you what, Coach Witherspoon, I'm going to bring you guys in the light on something on Coach Witherspoon, because Coach Witherspoon is not dealing with the full deck, okay? She's dealing with the half a deck, and I don't really know how Coach Witherspoon's doing it, but she's doing it. And when you look at the numbers of how it's breaking down and how everything, I'm going to walk you through this, and because I haven't seen anything like this before, so let me break it down, okay? And let's look at what the Sky did last night, okay? If you look at the three-point line, and this has been an issue, okay? It's been an issue. I've been kind of peeking from the back end, looking at it, and going, okay, well, let me tune in and really see what the Chicago Sky do. Okay, so last night they went 4-13, 30% from the three-point line, okay? 4-13, 30% from the three-point line. Here's what I'm going to tell you why Coach is not playing with the full deck. Okay, Coach is not playing with a full deck. She's got these ladies who are her babies out there. I mean, she's protecting them. She's got her arms around them. She loves what they're doing. I saw Chennedy Carter last night. Let me just break this down to you folks, because when you get to Carter and you really get to Coach and Carter, let me tell you something. You got two people who are like peas in the pod. If I had to go back and look at how Coach Carter played the game, how Coach Witherspoon played the game, and then I had to go back and I had to look and I had to say, well, wait a minute. Okay, these are like twins. These are two blue-collar workers. When you're talking about Chennedy Carter's blue collar and you're talking about Witherspoon's blue collar. And I saw the tears in her eyes when they came on board, and what Witherspoon loves about these young ladies who are her babies. She's building into something if the Chicago Sky can have enough patience. Now, here's the deal that you just got to understand. Angel Reese is going to be Angel Reese, just superstar Spider Woman. I don't know how she does it. I don't know how her reaction time, but here's what I like about Angel Reese, and it's really impressive to me. Angel Reese has the ability to be, she's a tweener, okay, between a 3 and a 4, okay, really a post, but you could spin her around, face her up, take her back. You can put her out to somewhere about 17 to 20 feet, and she is going to beat a lot of players off the dribble. She's too quick. She is flat out too quick to stop her. And this will go on and on and on. I don't care who you are. Now, I know she didn't get the straight-up matchup last night, but I can tell you what. Angel Reese may be the only player in the WNBA, which is fantastic. The only player in the WNBA, which is fantastic, that can hang with A'ja Wilson running the floor. Because if you look at A'ja Wilson's gift and how she dominates the game, everybody looks at her skill. That's great. Her gift is her conditioning. She can run that floor, and she doesn't get tired. A'ja Wilson's like, well, I wake up every morning and go do 5 miles, okay? But when you look at it from the dominant standpoint, now here's where it gets me with the Chicago Sky. And that's where I feel for Coach Witherspoon. And Chicago Sky fans, if you could hang tight for a minute, and when I say for a minute till they retool, because here's the deal. This stat right here, you can't win no matter what you do. They won last night, but when you look at it, it's like being on the blackjack table, folks. You can't win most of these games. It's impossible. Okay, and let me tell you why, okay, that Coach Witherspoon doesn't have a chance to win, but she goes out there every night and battles out and accepts it. Okay, they shot 4-13. Okay, 30%. You go down here, okay, and you're talking right here today, okay, 5 of 18. Okay, and that's a low number. Okay, that's a low number coming out of there. Excuse me. You got 5 of 18 for the whole Sky. You're coming out of there with a low number. Okay, a low number each and every game. They don't even shoot 3-pointers. That's where I'm going. The Chicago Sky do not even shoot 3-pointers. This Angel Reese, I mean, if you know what, I'll tell you something. If I could do anything and I had a chance to sit in there, and folks, let me tell you, I could sit in practice with Coach Witherspoon all week. And you know what I tell Coach Witherspoon? Coach Witherspoon, don't even worry about running any plays. Don't even worry about, learning any defense. Let me tell you what you do, Coach Witherspoon. You know what? Just have them shoot threes for like 3 weeks. I mean, if the Sky, this is where I'm saying they're playing with not a full deck, okay? And it is a little frustrating because I saw it last night, and I was kind of like, let me understand. The Chicago Sky don't take threes, okay? So anytime you play a team that's going in there and they're going to take 3-point shots, you're going to be down no matter what. You go bucket for bucket. You're making a 2-pointer. They're making a 3-pointer, and Chennedy Carter can shoot the 3. Angel Reese can shoot the 3. You got a number of players that can shoot the 3, okay? And you just got to figure that out and say, what are we going to do? Because, I mean, if you don't shoot the 3, that's going to be hard to win because only taking 13 of them, and you get back there and your opponent, they're taking 18. Heck, you play the Fever, they're going to be playing 30. A lot of these teams are going to be taking a lot of shots. Now, here's the part I had a little challenge with last night, and I don't know, maybe it was just something that just happened, but D. Evans got the best of me last night, and you know what? I mean, I looked at D. Evans, and I said, D. Evans, come on now. All right, you're a good guard. And when we get a good guard that can play basketball, can play it well, now we all know Dana Evans. I mean, I saw 3 possessions at the end of the game, and that's where I commend Coach Witherspoon, because she didn't pull her hair out. I saw her do 3 passes, 3 turnovers from the top almost to the half-court line on an entry pass, and I'm thinking, we all know that's a dribble entry, Dana. But, off night, nevertheless, okay, but the team handled it. This Chicago Sky team, this is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio podcast. We're powered up by fanatics. We believe that this thing can get better and better. Okay, now, here's what the general manager for the Sky have got to do. Okay, and this one's not going to fall back on Coach Witherspoon. Okay, the general manager of the Chicago Sky's got to get some 3-point shooters. You got to get some 3-point shooters. There is no way in America you can tell me you can have an entire team that plays as hard as they do, and you cannot get any 3-point shooters. Now, here's 2 things I can tell you about the Sky. Great win, and I get Coach, because Coach says we got to be able to read defense. We got to be able to read through it. We got to be able to see it, because what we're doing is we're making basketball plays, but we're not reading through it, and that's an issue. And that's got to get cleaned up, because Coach is really, I mean, she's nailing it and how she's assessing it.
Well, we had an energetic, spirited, enthusiastic practice before we left Chicago, and I felt really good about some of the things that we changed, the way that we executed things, with the entire team really locked in on the scouting report and how important it is against a team like this in such a hostile environment. And it was just a desire to want to come here and play in this environment and go get a win.
Before the game, when I asked about Angel, you talked about her, one of the hardest workers you've seen. And I think tonight, the first time I've seen her in person, watching her all season on TV. But when Chennedy is running away with this game, and Marina's had the game she is, and Angel struggles statistically, she's doing little things, but then still pulls through. She sort of stayed focused within her role, what she was doing. She didn't come unraveled, didn't play disappointed. She still ends up with the double-double. Is that sort of what you're talking about, just staying focused within her work ethic?
That's maturity. Yeah. That's maturity. you can tell that she's not out there just for herself. She's out here for team wins, and that's what it's all about. The ball wasn't falling for her early, but she stayed within what we were trying to do as a team. And everybody was getting involved. Like our young people say, everyone was eating, so it makes a difference. And she's just going to do everything she possibly can for the good of the team, and that's where she didn't in any way get down on herself. She stayed within what we were trying to do, and then getting back and doing what she had to do on the defensive side of the ball.
And that's what you got there. You got a coach. You got a coach in Chicago and doesn't have a full deck, doesn't have it all way, everything that she needs. And she's not sitting there. She's not complaining. She understands that, hey, our IQ is not as high as it can be. We can do better, and they can do better. I mean, I've never seen anything like this with a coach that has patience like Coach Teresa Witherspoon, and here's why. I'm seeing the Chicago Sky. Excuse me, I almost said the Fever. My apologies. I'm seeing the Chicago Sky sitting here and throwing passes into the post, running a high-low and throwing it in a trap spot. I mean, you're throwing it over in the short corner. There ain't nowhere you can go in the short corner. And I will tell you this, I mean, you got the basketball gods are shining bright on the Chicago Sky, and here's why. I mean, I looked at some of the passes, the entries that they were to do, and how they were able to avoid the turnovers. That's what really, really got to me is like, wait a minute now. Okay, and you had a low number of turnovers, and you tried some entries that were tight windows. But nevertheless, when you get a win, you build off of it, you accept it, you move forward, and you say to yourself, hey, that's another one. Chicago Sky take down the Aces. Another bully falls on the block. These rookies coming in, breaking records every day they play. Ain't nothing like it. WNBA is fantastic and getting better and better and better. And that's what it's all about. So we're going to keep on rocking and rolling. Angel Reese, man, oh man, took her down. Chennedy Carter, lights out game. And I'm going to give a shout out to Cardosa because, man, let me tell you, 30 minutes huffing and puffing up and down that court. Don't get the ball, but turns around and goes the other way, has to sprint, gets an opponent like A'ja Wilson and sprints out. That matchup needs to be A'ja Wilson, okay, and Angel Reese. And let me tell you, Angel Reese, you are not smaller than her. You can go heads up with her. She can't guard you because you quicker. You can guard her, okay, but you got to get out there and get pushing. But that is a matchup. That's a rivalry. But I think Angel Reese has the ability to go from the 4 to the 3, even has the quickness to go up and guard at the 2 spot because of the length. And that can be a change in the sky. My, Chicago, you're on the map. I like Chicago. I had a good time at the 50-yard line. Had a good time at Secrets. It's a good time. You can go out there, hear good music. So I heard Frankie Beverly in the summertime. Nothing like Chi-Town. Keep doing what you're doing. It's a beautiful time when the Chicago Sky beat the Aces, and they're going to beat a whole lot of people, folks, in the second half of the season. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. We are powered up by Fanatics, and once again, we enjoy every minute we spend with you. We'll see you soon.